Game on, Nancy. Game on. In a stunning turn of events, Nancy Pelosi, just a few days after saying, hey, we are not going to hold any kind of a vote on impeachment right now. This is still an inquiry. And we're not going to rush this. We're going to do this judiciously, secretly. But of course, we're doing it constitutionally, none of which was true. We all know that she wanted to drag this out through the entire 2020 election cycle and make this a campaign issue. But with the president holding the line that neither he nor anyone from the administration is going to cooperate with any type of sham investigation and sit in there and answer any questions, she has no actual subpoena power right now. And she's turned the entire fate of the Democratic Party over to Adam Schiff for brains. She had no choice between the president and even Lindsey Graham. They got her boxed into a corner. And on Thursday, Democrats and never Trumpers are going to officially vote for impeachment. Now, what that means, some of these Democratic congresspeople that signed on to be part of the inquiry, they're up for re-election. And they are running in districts that Donald Trump won by 20, 30, 40 points. They're not, unless they're really ready to commit total and complete political suicide, that they've drank too much of the Kool-Aid and they've lived in that swamp so long, they think that all of America hates Donald Trump as much as they do. They're not going to vote for this. Right now, I'm telling you, Nancy Pelosi is scared. She is behind closed doors, and they are doing every type of manipulation, blackmail, whatever they got to do to make sure they got the votes to try to pull this off. Now, why now? Well, it's not just the president refusing to cooperate. It's not just his staff and administration refusing to cooperate and, basically tell them where they can stick their subpoenas and being no-shows for interviews in the secret bunker with Adam Schiff. Stop and think about this. You've seen Schiff on the news. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, and I especially want to direct this question right now to Democrats, take a look at Adam Schiff. Isn't he the kind of guy that you would have told your kids when they were little, stay away from? If he offers you candy, don't go anywhere near him. Would you want to go underground into a secret bunker with Adam Schiff? No cameras, no detection devices, no way to alert anyone in the outside world that you were stuck down there with him. Would you do that even on a good day, even if you knew absolutely I'm guilty of nothing, I've done nothing? Would you want to be alone with creepy Adam Schiff? I'm just saying, just putting that out there, not insinuating anything, like the Democrats never insinuate anything. I'm not insinuating anything, I'm just throwing that out there. We have an incredible amount of news that's building in favor of the president. That's why Nancy Botox Pelosi has now decided they've got to do this. One, she's hoping by some miracle chance this changes and spins the news cycle enough that maybe, just maybe, they can trick enough Republicans into going along with this. What she really might be doing is deciding, you know what, dragging this out through the 2020 election cycle is a guaranteed loss. That Adam Schiff really is an absolute clod, a buffoon, and a moron, and should never, ever, ever have been tasked with this, should never, ever have been made the point man on this. So what we need to do is we need to cut the head of the snake off now, take our losses and our lumps now before we flip the calendar into 2020, and hopefully through the primary cycle and putting up a Democratic nominee to run against Donald Trump. The American attention span is pretty short. People forget things pretty quickly. If we can get the thought of this failed impeachment off of everybody's mind now, we stand a fighting chance going at... See, Nancy, at the end of the day, as demented as she is, and I do call her Cruella demented, and I also think of her as a James Bond villain, Pelosi galore, she is politically shrewd. She is politically smart, and she is constantly a conniver and a manipulator, and knows how to come up with a plan. And so I am sure she has read the tea leaves, and she has looked at this, and she realizes this is a death sentence going into the 2020 election cycle. Super strong economy for Donald Trump. And now we've got the AG report is about to break. They're going after, and they've been not shy about it. They're leaking it purposely now. There's going to be a criminal investigation, not simply an inquiry, a criminal investigation into James the Clapper and into James Comey. I mean, this is about to get real, y'all. This is about to get real. Then the president takes out Baghdadi, and what does the libloon left do? They start writing obituaries in newspapers like the Washington Post. He didn't die as a coward. Donald Trump is the coward. That got such a backlash, even by mainstream liberals and Democrats on Twitter. The New York Post writers had to start doing retractions and corrections, and that's not really what I meant to say. What everybody saw on Sunday was a president who reminds you a little bit of a John Wayne or a Clint Eastwood character. Well, to the millennials, it's a character. To some of us that grew up in a different America, that's what we used to call a man. An M-A-N. I realize that in this millennial generation, that, want to whimper and whine and cry before the UN that, you have stolen from my generation. Oh, I'm sorry there, sweet pea Greta. Your generation doesn't know if it's male, female, or a toaster oven. I mean, it's no more complicated than that. You guys are just warped and messed up. There is still enough of us left that are not warped, are not messed up, and we do remember what a man is. We do remember what leadership is. We do remember what proper vindication and justice looks like. And Donald Trump meted that out over the weekend. And that's why patriots were going yay, and swamp dwellers who live in Washington, D.C. at a World Series game were booing. But isn't it amazing? The media wanted to talk so much about people booing the president at the Nationals World Series game. They really didn't want to talk about the fact he got standing ovations and applause at the National Police Chief Union meeting and convention in Chicago on Monday, where Eddie Johnson, police chief, refused to go. And Trump was on the attack on Johnson. Of course, again, libloon media running to his defense. And here's what they don't understand. And this is great. This is why they're so easy to troll. They purposely chop up the president's speech, pull out little nuggets, make sure you don't get to hear the applause, don't get to hear the laughter, and then they want to spoon feed it through CNN, PMSNBC, etc., 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 not even realizing that most people, as soon as they see that on the evening news and the sound clips, right away what they do is they go to YouTube or to Google to see the whole thing. Well, what else did the president say? Even if they initially go mad, like, I can't believe the president attacked a black police chief. What is the matter with this demagogue, this racist? So then they get on YouTube and they see this full speech and they go, well, yeah, murders are way up in Chicago. The police chief has done nothing. And by the way, he was sleeping off a drunk in the car. What? And he didn't get arrested, go to jail, nothing? Really? Really? So it always works to our favor. So over the past several days, so many good things have been happening, and the president is definitely playing offense. Even on the whole Hunter Biden thing, and don't think that thing has gone away. That has not gone away. The Bidens have not been vindicated. Hunter Biden, come on. Everybody with half a functioning brain cell looks at that and knows that was pay to play. A kid who knew absolutely nothing about the energy industry being paid in We know in the media they're reporting $50,000 a month, but it's actually more like $86,000 a month he was paid to do a job that he even admitted in his ABC Good Morning America interview. Well, I didn't know anything about it, but nobody else on the board did either. You know, if Joe Biden could have reached through the TV screen and choked his son and would have called him, "You idiot, moron, retard, what's the matter with you?" And don't get upset with me for using the word retard. Trust me. Joe, the walking gaff Biden, who is constantly saying the wrong thing all the time, trust me. He picked his phone up as soon as that interview was over and called his son a retard. You can mark that down. This isn't going to go away. People get that there was collusion that took place. Hillary's campaign colluded with Ukraine to find out dirt on Donald Trump. Biden put an old-fashioned shakedown on the Ukraine government to make sure that the investigators were called off his son, and his son got a sweet little cushy deal. Make no mistake about that. And the American people, that's not lost on them. That's not lost on them. And these polls that tell you that 80% of Americans want Trump impeached and gone, of that 80%, 99% of them wanted Trump impeached and gone the day of the inauguration. And that so-called 80% of Americans want Trump gone, that poll is about 98.9% Democrat liberal leaning. Boom. There it is. This is political suicide for Nancy. I don't believe she's completely stupid. I do believe she's bat-crap crazy. I think she's enwharfed in her own self-worth and just thinks that, she is amazing. Amazing Nancy.
I am Frau Blucher.
After you, Frau Blucher.
Please welcome the House Democratic leader and the first female Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi.
But at the end of the day, Nancy is either doing this because she's so cornered she has no choice but to allow Schiff to continue this. They got to have the subpoena power, so they got to vote for this, or I really think that she's doing this to finally be done with Adam Schiff. That this thing fails, it tanks, and she's hoping that it tanks now, so that by the time we get into January and February and are really starting to think about the 2020 election cycle, they can then really mount an aggressive campaign against the president with whoever they think their next knight in shining armor is. Good luck with that. Either way, it's a lose-lose for them. It's a big win for us, and it does show you the Democrats, they're really on defense. They want you to think they're playing offense, but they're not. And the ones they will suck in are the Mitt Romneys and the Matt Drudges. Oh yeah, little Matt Drudge. The guy that at one time, was so anti-Clinton and all the libloons hated him. Now they love him. And he's become a full Google partner. He's become a Google partner. Even though I think I read recently his page clicks are down about 200 million. Down 200 million. Why? Because Matt Drudge has gone full Never Trump. He's got a headline today when I checked a little while ago. 2020 Republicans fear wipeout. No, they don't. No, they don't. And the one or two that he's talked to and the Mitt Romneys that he's courting, no one cares what they think. Now, here's the bottom line. The president is now finally in really the driver's seat on this. He's not having to play reactionary. He's forcing the Democrats to play reactionary. And this is great. Nancy, the trap is sprung. And I know you're hoping to turn this piss into lemonade, but the trap has been sprung. And even if you force the full vote and it goes down in flames in the Senate in the next month or so, and you're hoping, good, now we get through the holidays, people will change their thinking, they will get off the impeachment even thought process, and as we get into the next year, then we can really focus our attention with a really great candidate to go up against Trump. Not gonna happen. But hey, thanks for playing, Nancy. It's been fun. That's it for this rant. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you have given us a big thumbs up and a like. Share this video to your social media platforms. If you're a subscriber, thank you. Check your subscriptions. I've lost magically another 100 subscribers. Yet, my views are going up, but my subscriptions are going down. Give me a break, YouTube. Help me out. Check your subscription. Tell others about this channel. And if you're a new subscriber, smack the bell to get notification of my next rant.